My big brother drove my pickup truck into a concrete post and it went through the bumper, into the radiator support, and damaged the frame. Now I can fix just about anything, but straightening frame rails is something that I do not know how to do. Now lucky for me, I know the guys at Quality Body Works and they are the best body shop on the north coast of California. So this morning, we're taking Big Bertha down to their shop so we can check out their frame straightening rack and get an opinion from the guys who know how to fix frames. Yeah, this thing took a concrete post directly to the center, like Sweet. 10 to 15 miles an hour.
Oh, dang, okay.
But I tried to get everything stripped down as much as possible so we can get a closer look at the frame and exactly what's going to be involved.
Okay.
I don't know exactly what your guys' capabilities are in regards to frame rack and...
Yeah. So it's definitely something that we do on a pretty standard, regular basis.
Okay.
We'll get the setup measure done on there, see where everything sits. There are tolerances where things are... as long as you're plus or minus, I think the average is somewhere around 5 millimeters one way or the other from a center point, then you're usually good. If need be, you can pull things one way or the other. Honestly, I think you're lucky that this is here, because I bet you this is stopping a lot of sway. Especially if it just took a brunt hit straight to this thing.
It was pretty straight on.
I think it's going to be You're gonna get to decide how far everything goes.
Okay.
Your main mounting points are obviously these guys here.
Yeah, driver's side got smoked.
Yeah, that's all probably purchasable. Believe it or not, you can get a lot of sections of used frame for these older pickups.
Sweet.
So
I love this
being
truck.
being able to get this thing repaired, I don't think it's definitely not gonna be too crazy. It's not gonna be too hard or anything like that. Going to be a little outside of the standard because we're not just buying brand new pieces here and there. We might be able to get some of this stuff new, and obviously I'd always recommend new over used.
Yeah,
especially with these parts that we're going to have to cut off and re-weld on.
Yeah, absolutely.
If there's no damage to the frame, obviously we're not going to want to just cut into the frame to cut into the frame.
Yeah.
So if we can get these mounts new, and then you just buzz all that off, smooth it all out, and then weld on some new brackets. Cool. That's going to be your best bet.
Awesome. Well, I'm super grateful to have you guys in my corner. And luckily, the truck's driving great. Alignment's still... Okay. Of course, I'm going to get it aligned.
Yeah.
Which I'd like you guys to do.
I was going to say, if the damage shows that it is getting back there, we'll definitely want to check the alignment once we get some repairs and all that done.
But luckily, I haven't heard anything turning lock to lock, and it looks like the only real buckling I've seen in the actual frame rail is right there on the inside behind the frame horn.
Yeah.
I tried to look back with inspection lights and going back towards the steering box and everything, and everything looks relatively decent. But I'll let you do your thing.
Sweet.
I'll grab my stuff out of the truck, and then I'm just gonna hang out and catch an Uber when you guys are done. And
I was gonna say we're gonna end up hanging on to this, right?
Yeah.
Okay, that's what I thought.
I'll see you later, Bertha. I'll see you when you're fixed. Guys, today is the day I get to pick my truck up from the body shop after getting the front frame rails welded and repaired. Now I have over $3,000 worth of Chevy parts sitting in this garage that I have to get ready to install on the front end of my truck. And one of them is this $500 radiator support. Except when Chevy shipped it to me, they didn't put any packaging around it. And this thing is scraped down to bare metal all over the place. So before we start the reassembly on this truck, I gotta fix up this radiator support and I gotta get this garage organized. Before I do any paint work, we gotta clean up this driveway. Now before I show you my supplies and start cleaning this thing up, let me show you the damage. We're dented and scraped down to bare metal there. We got a big gouge through there. All along this front side that's gonna butt up to the radiator. Scratches and nicks all the way through there, bare metal. More scratches and gouges here. Bare metal over here. Some more on this edge. More scratching here. Front side all damaged up, and the bottom side's pretty hammered too. It is just so stupid that they don't package these things during shipping. Now I got to do all the extra work. It is hammered. Now for supplies, I bought some foaming prep cleaner, as well as some semi-gloss and some satin. I think it's going to be a semi-gloss. I'm going to spray this thing down with the air gun, hit it with the foaming cleaner, get it all nice and dry, and then start squirting with the semi. Let's hit this thing with the foaming prep and probably pick this sticker off. Hit it with a little general purpose adhesive remover. Now luckily I don't have to paint the entire thing. I'm gonna give the entire thing a light dusting, but in reality we only have to paint the stuff that's damaged and the stuff that's gonna be showing I don't want rust to get into this radiator support through any bare metal. I also just got a text from General Manager Ross. He says they are evacuating the coolant for me. They just gave her a bath. She'll be ready for pickup in like an hour. Hopefully we can get a nice coat of paint on this before we have to go down there. I want to let it dry while I'm down there picking her up. Now the purpose of me spraying this down is just to get any oils off of the paint surface so my new paint will stick well. Just using a brand new microfiber to wipe it all down. I'm quite confident that semi-gloss is going to be the best match, and we got to shake this can until the little ball inside dissolves. I'm just kidding, just like 2 minutes. Let's scoot this thing away from my other vehicles as to avoid any overspray. Do a test patch, and the way my dad taught me how to rattle can was you do a light feather pass and you press the trigger once you start to move, like that. You don't just hold down full bore. Do a light mist coat to start. Give the paint something to adhere to. You want to give it some rough surface area. It's crazy I have to paint a $500 piece from Chevy Direct. Step your game up, Chevy. It's unacceptable. I'm gonna let this tack up and cure up a little bit, get one more coat, and then I gotta call an Uber to go down to Eureka, California to go see my boys at Quality Body Works and drive this pig home. I ordered a Lyft because I've learned that Lyft is substantially cheaper than Uber. We're gonna get one little coat on this thing, try to cover up some of these blemishes before we leave, let it cure while we're out. I'm not bringing the camera down there. I'm gonna show you guys maybe some body shop clips once this thing is all put back together, but I will be back with my truck. I gotta save a little bit of paint because when I'm back, I gotta flip her over and do the bottom side too. Looking pretty good. I'm gonna go get Sage put inside, get ready for my ride, and I will be back with my truck. Big Bertha's back! Let's go! Check out this frame rail repair job. We got new frame horn on driver and passenger. It looks like they gave the tow hooks a little squirt of paint too. It's looking really good. When I picked it up, it had the bumper mocked up on it. I'll overlay a photo of that real quick so you guys can see it. Now driver's side was the worst, but she looks perfect. When I picked it up, the bumper was mocked up. Everything lined up and looked great. I'm really happy. We get to start the reassembly. Now one repair I am gonna do after the holidays is I'm gonna get a big, thick, round piece of stock steel and I'm gonna case out this frame rail and weld it from that frame rail to this frame rail and just fully reinforce this thing. Cut this loom off the back, case this thing out super solid to basically take this crease mark out of question and just to delete it in general. And that means this cross member will be stronger than it was before the accident. Now picking it up from the body shop was the easy part. Now we have to replace this entire radiator cross member. We have to replace the intercooler, both headlight bezels, upper, lower lights, remove the hood latch, pull all these coolers off, swap everything over to the new radiator support and get this thing all buttoned back up again. I doubt I'm gonna finish all of these repairs by the end of the evening. It's already like 4:30, but we're gonna make as much progress as we can and keep hammering this out over the weekend because I got like T-minus 7 days to get this entire front end buttoned up before I drive this truck 1,500 miles. While I was gone, the cross member cured up really nice. Now we just need to flip this thing on its back and squirt this bottom side. And then as we tear down the truck, this thing will be fully cured up and we can start the reassembly process. Good. All right, let's get Big Bertha pulled in here to a comfortable working area and let's start tearing this sucker down. Oh boy, we gotta go like into the fenders, don't we? Yes, we do. I don't even know where to start, y'all. As far as parts go, I have everything that I listed on that past inspection video. I have all new bulbs, headlights, grille, trim pieces, upper and lower headlights, fog light assemblies, trim pieces for top and bottom of the bumper, intercooler, everything. So instead of unboxing all this right now, we'll unbox it as we put the new parts on the vehicle. To start, let's just start stripping down these headlight bezels and radiator support. I'm gonna have to take all this stuff off. What's up? What's up? She's going crazy with the chickens, dude. Hey! Hey! You little menace. Come here. Come here. You be nice to those chickens, okay? You be nice. You be nice. Don't beat them up, okay? One thing I'm doing is I'm deleting these LED headlights. These are reflector housings, and LEDs do not work well with reflector housings. I'm going back to halogens. I'm also deleting my LED daytime running lights and turn signals. Let's get this hood latch out. Got to pull these little load resistor splice clips. These were to stop the fast flash for LED bulbs, but I don't need them anymore because we're deleting the LEDs. All right, we've made a little bit of progress. Luckily, this radiator support doesn't go too deep into the fender. I think if we can disconnect this cooler off of the front here, we can maybe just like flop it down and forward. I don't know what each of these coolers are. This is probably AC, and then intercooler, and then radiator. This is probably power steering. I don't know. Nice. That'll flop down real nice. What if we got this thing put back together tonight? Wouldn't that be incredible? I think there is a chance, guys. Okay, so this is AC. There's some little bolts back here that secure this hood latch mechanism. Be really cool if you guys came out by hand. Can't get a tool in there. This is a pretty nice feature, so you could just go in here and pull your AC condenser out real easy by pulling this bracket. That's pretty nice. I like that. Now I did have the body shop evacuate the AC system, so I'm thinking I could pull this whole assembly out, pop these lines, get these lines out of here. The AC system's empty. That's exactly why I did it. And then if that's out, I might be able to disconnect the shroud and slide the radiator out this way, swap it into the new radiator support, put it all back in. I think I can do it that way. That's what we're gonna do. I also bought a pack of AC O-rings at O'Reilly earlier today in preparation for this exact moment. Thinking ahead, folks. Tell you what, Friday night, there's no place I'd rather be than hanging out and wrenching with you guys. That's weird. This thing's got like an integrated AC washer. Never seen those before. Might have to buy those from Chevy. All right, and this line we can feed through. This line, I think we might be able to weasel our way through. We also have to separate both the body mounts that are right here, but I did buy new body mounts and new bolts, so we're in good shape with that. Next, let's go up top and see what is attaching to the top of the radiator support and start pulling like that little cover off and see if we can get this fan shroud out of here without pulling the fan. Oh, the radiator bolts to the intercooler. Let's get this here air filter out of here and pull this air raid air filter box. Probably a good time for us to clean this air filter too. She's seen some miles. You know what? I think we can keep the radiator and the intercooler in place. The intercooler attaches here. The radiator bolts to the intercooler. And then the intercooler fits down into these grommets in the radiator support. I think if we pop this hardware, we might be able to pop this up out of those grommets with it tilted backwards with the radiator support unbolted and slide it all out. That's what I'm gonna try to do. We'll see. I'm gonna start pulling these attachment points that go fender to radiator support. I'm gonna pull these top attachment points for intercooler to radiator support now. And then we're gonna go down below and hit these big body mounts. And I think we're pretty dang close. Oh, boys, we're gonna be able to do it. I think my tech is gonna work. We're gonna need to pull this battery because the washer reservoir is in front of it, and that's also bolted to the radiator support. Little 10 mil back there to the radiator support. And the other side, I think, bolts to the body. Feeling pretty good, guys. Feeling pretty good. All right, let's get these body mounts out of here, guys. Looks like a 16 or an 18 on top, maybe like a 14. I think after these two body mounts, we're like completely unbolted. Then we're gonna crack this back, and then we're gonna lift that radiator and intercooler out of it. Is that nut spinning now? Yeah, it is. This is my first ever body mount. Battery's still on, so we gotta pull either power or ground off this side. Okay, now we should be fully DC'd. There's a little airbag sensor down here that my brother he narrowly missed this airbag sensor by inches. He is so lucky. All right, really, other than the looms, I don't see anything else holding this thing in. Let's see if we can get this thing to move. It's kind of fun. It kind of hits on these fender lips, and I don't want to bend them or tweak them because then that's going to tweak the fender. It's loose. There's no bolt here on this inside of the fender that I can remove to... Maybe I could bend those tabs up a little bit. I can bend them back down. Oh, it's bolted in here. That's why we're stiff. And it's bolted in back there with 2 10s. She's gonna go, guys. I believe. If we don't even have to take the fan shroud out, this is gonna be unreal. Got some hardware in here. The real question, guys, is do you believe I can get this out like this? I do. Do you? Take this flathead screwdriver or a pry bar and make it so that intercooler can't slip back in. I don't think I'm missing anything besides some looms in the back. That all looks good. I don't think we're missing anything, folks. Ooh, that intercooler's real loose now because we got this to shift forward. It's just these tabs here. Oh, we're getting it. We getting it, y'all. Come on, Alec. Oh, yeah, guys. She going. She coming out. Dude, let's go. We got it out without pulling the intercooler and the radiator. Now we got to pull the lines for the intercooler. Let's see about trying to get this intercooler boot off. Intercooler hose clamps are super loose. Now I'm going to try to separate this intercooler from the radiator. And then I think we just lift this radiator bracket up and out from the intercooler. It should separate. All right, let's see if we can get this driver's side intercooler hose separated a little bit. This side's separated. This side's separated. This thing doesn't feel as heavy as the new one. Concerning. Holy cow, we did it. We're not done, but we made some progress. It's a wee bit scary, folks. Well, moment of truth. Let's see if the new intercooler matches up with the old one. This new one is an OEM Plus. I couldn't find just a stock replacement for a decent price. It's a CSF. It feels a lot heavier. Okay, it's kind of looking the same so far. They look the same. Tell you what, this new intercooler looks beautiful. Oh yeah, baby. Whew. Let's go. Tabs look the same. Mounting positions look the same. Got the pins on the bottom, just got to swap the grommets over. So these need to come out. Pull these grommets off the bottom. Let's get rid of this intercooler. Oh, you know what? We got to swap these little radiator protector grommets too. Guys, this intercooler's ready to go back in. Let's go. I am not going to lube these intercooler fittings because you can cause your intercooler hoses to blow off. I learned that lesson on BMWs to never lubricate the hot and cold intercooler sides. They see too much boost pressure. I can't exactly run my truck to bring it all the way in the shop, and I can't push it out and push it back in. So I'm kind of committed to do as much as I possibly can tonight, which is a good thing and a bad thing. But as of right now, I'm going to treat it as a good thing. I'm going to clean up the face of that radiator and start working on getting this intercooler back in. Before I do that, I'm going to put new body mounts in too. I wonder if this thing will see any extra performance with this OEM Plus intercooler in it. Now, I wasn't able to get the bolts, but I did get genuine BMW body mounts, as well as the bottom pieces and the nuts. Except these are going to sit so much taller. That's my only concern. Look at the height differential on that. Is everything going to be out of alignment? I don't know. We're going to try it, but fingers crossed, guys. I have a feeling we'll have to swap back to the old ones because everything's going to be sitting up. If we go to do the radiator support and it doesn't look like it's fitting, I'll swap them. These tabs here are different, and this is contacting the radiator. Here's a problem with aftermarket radiators, so this tab is different. On the OE intercooler, it goes like this, and this is hitting the top neck of the radiator there. So that means this needs to come out. We're gonna have to shave a half moon from right here. I think we'll get it to clear that way. All right, I got a carbide burr attached to my die grinder. I got both sides of the intercooler stuffed with rags so we don't get any metal shavings into the turbo. I'm just gonna take this burr and start shaving and see what we need to take off. I need to take out like this instead. You're cutting the wrong spot, Alec. While my compressor charges up, let's see what we need to swap over. This is turning into a hack job, guys. I ain't proud of it. That is a month's worth of grinding. That was the biggest hack job I've ever done on this channel, and most of the grinding I had to do was to fix my own mistakes that I created. So I think we clearanced enough. Let's try to put this thing in. If I want to tweak on it anymore in the future, I can do that. We still got to clearance more. We got to take that whole corner out. No more air compressor tonight. No more air compressor. Oh my Lord. I'm done with the air compressor, guys. My brain is tired. All right, we got clearance on the radiator. Oh, that sucked. I think we do the hoses once we get the radiator support back in, because then it's going to shift everything up into its proper place. So let's do that. Got a little too confident during the beginning of this video, thinking we'd be able to make some really big progress, and that intercooler humbled me quickly. Yes, I got humbled very quickly. 100%. There's no way I'm going to be able to use these new body mounts. It's going to push everything up. It's never going to sit underneath these fenders again. I know it already. I'm going to save myself the trouble. Is there a different height? Oh, I'll be right back, guys. Okay, I was freaking out for a second because I bent the fenders up here and things just were not lining up, but I was able to get it in, get these folded back over. The body mounts are relatively in the right place. I need to bust this driver's side loose, and then I'm gonna go through and start doing fender stuff, and I need to get these intercooler hoses put back on, and we're okay. We're making progress again. We're making progress. Just keep these loose until I get everything buttoned in. All right, let's work on these intercooler hoses. If this was a BMW, I'd have it together in an hour. I don't know what I'm doing on this thing. Whew, making progress. I blitzed this thing apart a little too quick, and I may be forgetting a little bit of where some of this hardware goes. It's gonna take me a minute to remember where everything goes. We're gonna figure it out, boys and girls. I remember now, the two long ones and then all the shorties. It's all coming back to me now. This one didn't squish that good like the other one. Oh, it's because I got that grommet backwards. That's why. This thing, I think I got a little too buck wild during disassembly, folks. I think I should have been a little bit more methodical with my process, but that's okay. We're gonna figure this out. Yeah, this ain't gonna be my typical this step, next step, exact walkthrough. I'm fumbling my way through this one, so my game plan is just to get this thing put back together. Right now, I'm just fumbling my way through it. Tell you what, at least that intercooler looks pretty. After I hacked it up, it looks pretty. And for the most part, things seem to be lining up. Something like that. Let's see about this condenser. Put a little lube on these AC O-rings. I should replace them, but see if they hold. This fan shroud is supposed to go up and into the radiator support, so I'm gonna have to loosen that. I'll do that next. Get this bolt for the washer reservoir. I gotta charge up the camera. I'm gonna keep plugging away. I'd love to be able to fire this thing up tonight. So that's the goal. All right, I ripped some Frank Sinatra. I got some more progress. I got this guy put in, all mounted up, this front brace. Got the power steering cooler plugged back in. Right now I have to pull the hardware for the fan shroud, pull it up. It has a little lip and it needs to catch on the bottom of this radiator support and I missed it. I need to do that and then I need to tuck the lumen back onto the bottom of the radiator support. The body mounts are snugged up, so those are good. Let's bust these loose. I think it goes into it, I'm not sure. It sure looks like it does. Yeah, it's got old marks like it does. I gotta figure out if I can get a flathead screwdriver without putting a hole in my radiator. See if I can wedge it back in there. Let's see if we could start it on this end. I need some safety glasses. Well, that's better. I was missing one of the fan shroud clips. Those came off. That helps a little bit. Maybe we can get the bottom tucked in now. It's basically like a lip that hooks down into the radiator support. I don't think it has to go in there. It feels quite stout, but we'll try a little bit more. It's got markings that it was in it before, and I saw it in it before. Hello, sweet puppy girl. Hello. I know, we're gonna go in soon. I know, we're gonna go inside soon. You need some dinner. I need dinner too. I don't think it's worth it, guys. It's quite stout where it is right now, but the previous installation locations, I can tell it was hooked into there. What if I take the bolts out for the radiator? Maybe I can shift it up a little bit. Let's take the bolts out for the radiator and for the intercooler. All right, I got some of it. Okay, I got it. Let's go. That fan shroud is in there now. Bit of a pain, but I'm glad I went the extra mile. Make sure this thing is super dialed in. Fan shroud hardware, again. How many bolts you got? 3. Let's get the harness put to sleep. I'm running out of steam, folks. I'm running out of steam. I forget where this thing goes and I don't know what this thing is. It's a good sign I should quit for the day. And this, I think, needs to be routed under the intercooler, but I don't know if I can fit this stuff under the intercooler. Anyways, before I forget, let's put this airbag sensor back up. I remember, and it goes here, but I need to route this harness underneath the intercooler. Oh my goodness, and you just broke. Thank you so much. Will you fit? Come on, little buddy. Yeah. You too, little buddy. Join the party. I like that. That is nice. You go there. You were supposed to go there. You kind of still stay. You can hang out there for now. It would be awfully nice to bring my truck into the garage and shut the doors this evening. So let's try to get this battery put back in. We can resume the party tomorrow. Made some good progress for it being the pickup day. That's a lot of wires. We'll just run it with the air filter off. We're not gonna suck up anything crazy. Engine bay is relatively clean, and see if we can get this sucker pulled forward. It is absolute carnage in here. How's that toolbox? Workbench, old parts, tools, dirt. Truck's coming along though. Let's just fire it up without the air filter in it. See if we can get it inside the shop, and we'll hit it hard tomorrow. Also, let's just see how this hood shuts real quick. Just want to see how the fenders are lining up. That looks good. They were pretty gapped before, so looks pretty good. Bring this side down a touch, but all in all, it's coming back together. Hi, Sage. Let's see. It's gonna be real close to that hitch. Oh, we're good. We're Gucci. Let's go. I just realized I can't really get out. Shoot. I gotta try to think skinny thoughts. Oh, got it. I gotta get my stuff. I'll see you guys in the morning. Good morning, y'all. It looks like a bomb went off in here, so let's get Big Bertha pulled out, get this shop cleaned up, and get back to work. We just take a moment to appreciate with this beautiful morning sunshine. She is starting to look like a truck again, folks. This new intercooler is looking bitchin'. I absolutely hated clearancing that bracket, but she's coming together. Let's go. The floor is swept, every single tool is put away, and all of my surfaces are organized. One of the best pieces of advice I can give anybody is whether you're coming back to a job after lunch or the next day, reset all of your stuff. Put all your tools away where they're supposed to go and give yourself a nice, clean, organized slate to start a new session. Like my grandma and Pepe always say, everything in its proper place. Do yourself the favor. Since we're on the topic of tools, let me just show off my toolbox to you guys real quick because I am really proud of this thing. I got all my sockets, Torx, E-Torx, ratchets, all my pliers, electric ratchets, impact gun, extensions. Second drawer, I got wrenches, pry bars, screwdrivers, panel poppers, impact gun, vice grips. This is junk. This is my air tools. So die grinders, impact guns, air chucks, air saws, all that type of stuff, plus a little charging bay. This is my miscellaneous punches, razor scrapers, tape measures, manometers, inspection mirrors, hood locks, all that type of stuff. This is my electrical drawer, soldering pen, multimeter, temperature gun, amp clamp, wire crimpers, power probe. This is my destruction drawer, hammers, crowbars, pretty much just hammers, pipe wrench, prop rod, Dremel, Sawzall, stethoscope. This one is more junk, and this one is more junk. Then over here in the locker, I got cans and bottles, and then I have, pullers, combustion gas leak detectors, extractor sets. Basically all of my box sets go in here. Compression tester, vacuum gauge, cooling system pressure tester, tap and die set, drills, digital calipers, fuel pressure testers, all of my box molded cases, and then, brushes, chisels, snap rings, thread files, vacuum caps, specialty tools. Here, just more specialty tools. Fowler deburring kit, more Knipex stuff, hose clamp pliers, all my old retired pliers that I didn't have room for in my toolbox anymore, and timing gun, grease gun, and some instruction manuals and stuff. Last night I was laying in bed thinking to myself, oh, I forgot to attach that harness ground. So let's do this harness ground first thing. I think it's time we start working on the headlight bezels. So I got new bezels on both sides because the plastic clips broke. And I got the hardware well organized for these. So let's start putting this hardware back in. I think we'll be able to get these looms cleaned up and make a lot of progress through that. This is for the lower light, side marker, high beam. I also got some new clips. I believe this is for the grill. Perfect opportunity for the angled Knipex needle nose, I think. Yes. Gotta love having the right tool for the right job. Am I right? Nice. I also bought all new bulbs. I was not happy with LED lights and reflector housings. It was just blinding other drivers. I didn't have as good a distance, so I got all new Sylvania Silver Star Ultras and some yellow fog bulbs. I think that'll be a nice touch. All right, I got the correct plugs all dialed in. Now, these are eBay headlights. They're probably not gonna fit that well. Sometimes you gotta drill out this little plastic piece that the pin fits through, but that's why we're gonna test fit them now. Let's see how things look. It looks like that pin might not fit. I have to cut a little bit off the back of that headlight there. I know exactly where the issue is, so we'll just take my nice flush cut Knipex pliers. We're just gonna trim a little bit of this plastic off the back. That's nice and snug. Okay. I do like the little tint of blue that these Sylvania bulbs give to the reflector housing when they're off. Now on these lowers, I'm ditching the LED 194, going back to a halogen, and I can always switch back if I don't like it, right? And then this one, I'm ditching this guy. This was a LED daytime running light. Actually, I think this one was the DRL 3557. One of these was a switchback, and it goes white to yellow, but I'm just gonna go all halogen. I think I need to get ambers, but we can fix that later on. Pops in there. I just wanna do all this to make sure that like my fender lines look good, and because I did have to pull this fender hardware out, but so far so good. Yeah, I'm gonna have, this is the DRL, the daytime running light. I'm gonna have to put an amber in there, I think. Bezel number 2. I'm gonna have to swap some clips over from the old ones, but we'll get to that a little bit later. Nice. Fender line looks pretty decent. We're looking pretty good. She's coming back together. I gotta get that airbox tray back in there so I can just keep reducing my hardware until I'm out of hardware. Then I'll feel very good. This is just a little heat shield. I'm gonna take the hardware out for the fan shroud, swap it to the airbox because I need a wider collar on these fan shroud bolts. You know what I'm most excited about when I get my truck back? Going for a dump run. Since my brother was borrowing my truck, I haven't been able to make a dump run for months. And I have so much stuff that I want to take to the dump. Get my property cleaned up for the holidays. This air filter is filthy. We got to spray this sucker out. Good girl. Come here. Come here. Good girl. Yeah. I can't believe we didn't open the cooling system during these repairs. We didn't lose any trans fluid. We didn't lose any cooling system. That is such a win. The only thing we had to release was the AC system. The only 2 bolts that I have left that I removed yesterday are just the 2 bolts that go to this little reinforcement rod. Let's go. We got some clips for the grill that I bought new. One goes in there, the other one goes in there. And then this piece needs to go here, and this is to hold the hood cable. Now this is this little behind bumper skirt, which I bought replacements because these tabs broke off. There's a little sensor here. I don't know what it is, but it needs to get swapped over to this side. Pop that on there. And then this one has a new clip because this one was new. That goes there. And this guy clips up into the fender. Nice. And then this side I bought used, but I did source a new clip. Okay, let's take a look at this new grill. It was shipped in multiple pieces. Had to go with black, of course. Gonna have to swap our Chevy emblem over. And then here's our side pieces. And these have to be bolted onto the back. But they didn't give me hardware for it, which is pretty lame. So we gotta find some screws. Let's go to the hardware store. These might work. It's exactly why I love to keep old hardware. But we'll see if, I might have to go to the hardware store. These screws might be a touch too long. Yeah, these screws are a little bit too wide. It's gonna blow out that female portion. We're gonna have more issues. Let me go hardware hunting again. Here's my old smoked grill. And I gotta get this Chevy emblem off it. So it has holes for bolts to go through. Got banged up a little bit. My thought is I'll just hit this with some Scotch-Brite and give it sort of a brushed look. Before I get carried away with the Scotch-Brite, let's just mock it up. I don't know how this is gonna attach. Maybe I can just adhesive tape it on. It also got hit a little bit. Let's see what some 600 will do to it. That'll look good. Just give it a brushed look. Just sand it all in the same direction. Looks decent. All right, double-sided sticky tape is gonna be my best move, so I got this super beefy Gorilla Tape. Okay, we got one shot at this. All right, one shot. I like it. Now, I don't think this grill is gonna get in the way of our bumper installation, but if it does, I'll just remove it again. But I gotta make sure that this bumper fits up. So let's test fit this thing. Nice. Those clips look different. I gotta look at the old bumper pieces and see what those look like. The old broken grill piece looks like it had the same attachment points. I'm gonna pop this thing out. I'm just gonna try to cut these tabs off so this piece just fits a little deeper. So this is aftermarket problems, guys. It's all caused by aftermarket parts. All right, we got a bite. Shoot, I'm gonna have to take this thing back off because these go on and this hooks on like that. then it fits in there. But I don't have anything to hold these on in the back. Shoot! Grill's gonna have to come back off. Oh, how am I gonna get these fitted on there? I should probably paint these too. What I'll do is I'm gonna squirt these, and then once I install them, I'm gonna take a soldering pen, fold them over and melt them onto it. All right, so I scuffed these pieces up with Scotch-Brite. I also hit them with that foaming paint prepper, and I'm gonna use the rest of this semi-gloss that I used on the radiator support and just give these things a nice coat. Let that tack up for a sec, and we'll hit it with one more. Let that dry while we do bumper. Bumper time. We gotta go bumper first, and then we do the upper and lower trim pieces. We got quite a few more bracketries to fit. I don't exactly remember where they go, but I hate removing stickers like this. It's such a pain in the ass. Since I like to show you guys every aspect of the job for the last 30 minutes, I've been scraping stickers and using general purpose adhesive remover and isopropyl alcohol to get all this damn sticker residue off of these brand new parts. I hate it when they put stickers on the visible parts. The beauty of my job is anytime I forget where stuff goes, I can just go back into my old videos and see how things came apart. Honestly, it'd kind of be a good idea for other people to just take a video while they're working so they know exactly where stuff goes back together. All right, that guy bolts up there. Nice. There we go. My only concern is we're not really gonna have any more. Well, I guess we can adjust off these back bolts here. So let's send it home on all this hardware. And then if we need to make any adjustments, we can hit these on the frame horns and slide this thing left to right. Now, I would recommend buying a bumper from a reputable vendor. I bought this front bumper off eBay, and I'll show you the trim pieces that came with it for the top and bottom. They folded them up like tacos and taped them together and completely bent both sides in and deformed it and put permanent creases into them. So I'm just crossing my fingers that they'll fit okay. This is bumper to frame horn. So we're still not snugged up onto the front frame rails yet. So we should have a little bit of adjustment. Here's one of the trim pieces. So what they did right here is they took this thing and folded it and completely creased and discolored the corner of the bumper right here. See that big white mark on it? That's because they just took this and so stupid. All right, we need to get the fog lights bolted up, and they bolt to the trim. Before that lower trim goes on, we got to put some nut clips here on the bumper, and the fog assemblies bolt up here, and then that trim goes on. As I'm working on the bumper in there, I'm dealing with the carnage out here. Let's go. One down. I went outside and got all the hardware stripped off the old bumper, and these are gonna go here. All right, there's some push pins that we need to install now, and I bought a bag of them on Amazon. Male and female push pins. These edges take bolts, but that one takes a push pin. Dang, these things are 3-piece? Oh, it comes out and unlocks. Man, aftermarket is just such a roll of the dice. OE is more expensive, and I was trying to keep the repair bill for my brother as low as possible while still maintaining decent quality. But go OE if you can, guys. Go original equipment. Wish me luck. Dang, these push pins are buried up in there. That push pin is working terribly. It's not holding well at all. Let's get these side hardwares in. Maybe it'll hold it up a little better. Okay, so we gotta really ram them home until they clip. And these bulbs need to be perpendicular to the straight line. There we go. Oh my Lord, those are gonna be a workout. I gotta do them without the pins, but you know what? That's okay. This thing will still stay up. I can't clip them with the pins in. Dude, the fog light's in the way of those ones. I don't even know if I can get that fog light out. And look at that fitment there, dude. Half of that fog light is blocked off. Half of this fog light is blocked off too. Oh my God, I'm never buying a Chinese bumper again. No, I mounted the fog lights in the wrong spot. I need, No, that's on me. Hand up. That's on me. That fog light needs to be shifted over. All right, let's take them out. At least try to. All right, guys, I gotta charge the camera while I fight these push pins for the next hour. You guys aren't missing anything special, just a bunch of frustration. All right, gang, it kicked my ass, but I got all the bumper clips in and I swapped the fog light assemblies. Looks a little bit better, huh? Time for the last trim piece for the bumper. Now, the manufacturer that sent it to me, it had this foam inside of it, but when they folded the corners over, it snapped it. And I think this was a void filler to sort of add some rigidity underneath the plastic. So I'm gonna try to swap the old plastic over to this one and we'll attempt to reinstall it. This one is just all little push clips on the backside of this trim. This is the old original void filler. I think it's important for us to have, that way if I ever have to step on this bumper, it's not just gonna fold in on me. Hopefully we can get this thing to fit. I did test fit this bumper skin onto the bumper because it was all warped and it did work, but I did wear out these clips just a touch by putting it on and taking it off. Yeah, that fits pretty nice. It's only just cracked a little bit there. And then to let these clips go on a little bit smoother, let's sill glide all of them. It might not help, but it might. Need all the help we can get. My customer James came over to pick up his X5 the other day. He says, "You like to do things the hard way, don't you, Alec?" I said, "No, I actually don't, but sometimes I end up doing it that way, but I prefer not to." And in reality, on this bumper, if I would have put all the bracketry on, including those side braces and these front brackets here, really we could slide this whole thing off by removing those one bolt there, one bolt here, and 4 bolts here. And then I could have installed this lower trim and the fog lights with the bumper off the vehicle. So if I have to take this off again, that's how I'm gonna do it. I definitely did it the hard way, but now I know, which is funny because I did this front bumper in 2017, but that was 8 years ago. Crazy, can't believe it was 8 years ago. And I must have forgotten. Okay, bumper, work with me, okay? I started pounding it in and I didn't have you guys looking at me, so. Now we can continue. I'm just trying to feel back here to feel the clips protruding, just to make sure I have them in the right position. She's looking like a truck. Nice. This side came out good. Boom! How about a little bumper walk around for you, huh? There's the bumper mocked up. One finger. I think this side's a little wider. We need to shift that up with the bracket. Anyways, check out the bumper. Fogs. Not too bad for a Chinese bumper that they damaged in shipping. There you can see the damage mark. But we'll let it ride. Got to get this truck functioning again. Let's see what kind of vertical adjustment we can get out of this side. It was our damaged side. The body shop did a wonderful job. I kind of almost forgot that this thing had completely mushroomed, destroyed frame rails. But I think there might be a little bit of slotting in this bracket here. So let's bust this loose. Yeah, this is mostly in and out. I don't really see any adjustment we can get there, but you know what, that's okay. It's pretty dang good. If I really wanted to, I could wallow out this bracket. Hey, that helped it. I'm happy with that. That's about as good as we're gonna get with a truck that was almost just totaled. We got our grill pieces back from the paint booth. Not too shabby for a rattle can job that was about to run out. I ain't no painter, but that's good enough for me to slap on. I used to run just straight primered ones. Looks better than the ones they were on. You look sad. Hello, sweetheart. I'm almost done with this project. We're almost done. We're on the home stretch. Silly me, I forgot to record. What I'm gonna do is take my Power Probe butane soldering pen and I'm going to fit these little plastic clips through the grill. Because I don't have clips, I'm gonna melt them flat with the soldering pen. I already tested out on one and I think it's working pretty good. This thing just ran out of butane, so I just filled it. I think maybe I plugged the tip with plastic. It doesn't want to fire up. And since I plugged my soldering pen, I'll fix that later. Let's use a torch. And let's just go flathead screwdriver. These are tools that everybody should have at home. I'm gonna burn this outside piece a little bit too because it's popping out just a touch. That didn't work. The rest of them worked though, so that's good enough. We'll have to be okay with just that little gap, but that gap I think is gonna be hidden. Always place your torch on a floppy cardboard box. That one fits nice. Guys, this is a big moment. This is the last piece of the puzzle. This is the last piece of the puzzle. Go on nice for me now, okay? Work with me. Work with me now. Uh-oh. I think I scuffed up my paint job a little bit by touching it too soon. I installed these wrong. I did. I installed those painted pieces wrong. Welcome to Day Off DIY. We always screw something up. I was supposed to hook that hook piece on the outside. That's okay. I'm just gonna order 2 new ones. I'll pop these off. I'll repaint the new ones, and I'll fix this. You know, keep messing it up by touching it. This needs to be sitting back here. I'm supposed to put the little hooky madooter in there, hook it around, and then it goes. That's why they weren't gluing up that good. Hand up. I screw it up all the time, guys. Tell you what though, even with my mistake, it ain't too bad. It ain't too bad. I could try to take them off and like, do I dare try to fix it? No. I'm not gonna try to fix it right now. They wouldn't go back on if I tried to fix it. I already melted those tabs. I'd have to cut those tabs off and no, we're not gonna do that right now. I'm gonna order new ones. I'm gonna take it back off. I'm gonna repaint them even better. I'm gonna redo it. But that ain't today. Maybe I'll do it before I leave if the parts show up in time. Lordy, Lord, look at that truck. I like this glossy grill. Looks pretty good. I make a lot of mistakes, guys, but hey, I ain't a professional business. I'm a YouTube channel. I'm just a dude in his garage fixing stuff, so. You can't write me a Yelp review. You could write a comment, but you can't write me a Yelp review. This is my truck, so it doesn't matter. Let's go. I got one more piece. Then we're gonna shut the hood. We got this little boy. Found some fresh push pins to really make this sucker pop. Last piece. Boom, baby. You know, besides messing up those little grill pieces and installing the bumper the hard way, I did pretty good. I did pretty dang good. Now we gotta shut the hood and make sure that this thing doesn't sit absolutely terribly, but I don't expect it to. Now she still needs an alignment and she still needs to get the AC recharged, and let's cross our fingers that that AC line isn't leaking. But other than that, she's almost good to go. Let's shut the hood and see how it fits. Oh, that's pretty nice. That's pretty nice right there. One finger doesn't fit wide. One finger doesn't fit wide. I'm happy with the gapping. Big Bertha's back, baby. She's back. What's up, say? Big Bertha's back. Now I do need to cut and polish and wax this thing because the chickens absolutely massacred my paint. I forgot to open up the coop to let them in one night, and they jumped up onto my truck and scratched the crap out of it. I think this thing was also scratched a little bit. Well, not in my possession, but we're gonna cut, polish, wax this thing, try to bring her back to glory. I also need to do some new mirrors because I smashed that mirror into that there garage wall trying to pull this thing into the garage once, so need to fix that too. All right, let's get the lights turned on. Do a little light check. Boy, those lights are high. Fogs. Those fogs look real nice. We most def gotta adjust those headlights. Look how high those puppies are sitting. Look at them fogs though. Oh yeah. Sage loves it. Look at them fog lights, Sage. Look at them fog lights. I love that yellow. That is a real nice touch. But all in all, she working. Let's check the turn signals. Ooh, I got a slow click again. That's kind of nice. No more fast click. And then I'm gonna go take this thing on a celebratory dump run before they close. Before I do that, I'm gonna adjust these headlights just a touch. But don't click off the video yet, guys, because We're gonna go down to the body shop and talk to the boys. That's as low as they go. Lifted truck problems. Well, we're just gonna go max low on those. I wanna bump these fogs down a little bit too. That's pretty dang good. Don't go anywhere, guys. We still got some more work to do. Celebratory road test, but for now, I gotta clean up my shop and go get some tacos and some chicken food. But I'll see you guys next day. Good morning, y'all. It's been a couple days since I put Big Bertha back together. She is driving so good. I've been putting some miles on it and beating her up. I'm gonna jump on the highway right now, give her a big pull. We're heading to the Chevy dealership to pick up some O-rings for the condenser. And then we're taking it down to the body shop for an AC recharge and alignment. She's scooting, folks. I've been having to put it under some real heavy load because I really want to make sure nothing's gonna fail or that nothing is loose for my 1,500 mile drive down to Southern California for the holidays. So Chevy dealership, body shop, install O-rings, AC recharge, alignment. See you there. Boy, she is looking so good. All right, I just got to replace these 2 O-rings in the parking lot real quick. These 2 little O-rings cost $25 a piece at the Chevy dealership. Crazy. I didn't bring the right tool for that one. Shoot. I just realized that one of the nuts is buried behind this bezel piece. We can definitely get this one. Here's the old one. I'm gonna need to borrow a tool for this one. There's no way I can really reach that nut with just a wrench. Okay, bitchin'. She's starting to dump, so let's patch this pig up. Good enough to get the AC recharged. I gotta go return the tool. Camera's going inside. I'm getting soaking wet. We're picking up the loaner car and going home. It is time. Today is the day, folks. We're heading back down to Quality Body Works to go pick up Big Bertha. She just got an alignment, AC is recharged, and they squeezed in a detail for me inside and out. I saw the pictures of this truck, guys. It is going to blow you away. My truck has never looked better in the 9 years that I've owned it. So let's hop back in the loaner car that Ross let me borrow from Quality Body Works. Let's go put a full tank of gas in it and cruise down to Eureka. This thing is pretty nice. Little red Hyundai Elantra hybrid. Seat warmers. I've actually enjoyed driving this thing. Super nice of them to hook me up with the loaner car. We made it. I'm so excited. Before I go show you guys this truck, I just got paid up. I got a little gift for the team. $100 worth of scratchers and some yerba mate energy drinks, man. Just wanted to do a little something for the guys to say thank you. Dude, it looks gorgeous. I didn't expect the paint to turn out so good for the level 1 that you guys were talking about. And it's had some paint work in the past. I had the passenger side bedside repainted, but I don't even think I waxed it afterwards. I think it might have been unprotected. Oh man, no, you guys absolutely killed it. You know, from the condition that this truck was in when it first showed up with the smashed up frame rails and the hammered interior, this thing is a completely new vehicle. Like, I didn't think it would turn out this great, but it's absolutely mint. Man, awesome. From almost totaled to showroom auction ready. But yeah, all in all, you guys absolutely killed it. Thanks again, man. All right, man. Absolutely saved the day. You can drive it out. All right, cool. I just got to grab one more thing out of the loaner car. It's fueled up. Okay. Got the key for you. It's unlocked. Sweet. And so I'll go fetch that and maiden voyage. Big Bertha is back. Thanks again, man. All you guys took such good care of us. There's that for you. Cool. And couldn't have done it without you, man. All right, man. Take care. All right. Likewise. Have a good holidays. Oh my Lord, guys, look at this interior. It is so dialed. This truck has literally never looked better. And it smells so good. I gotta get out of the way so these guys can keep doing their thing. Let me get this dang truck out of the way. From practically totaled to looking better than ever. I am so incredibly happy with how this truck turned out. A huge shout out to Quality Body Works for doing all that framework for me and welding on those new frame horns, and for the stellar work they did on the exterior and interior detail. I just put 20 miles on this thing driving through the rain on my way home, so you can see it did get a little dirty, but just one last look at the interior. It is so nice driving a nice clean truck. I'm about to put 1,500 miles on this thing. We got 750 miles to drive to Southern California and another 750 back. plus all the miles I'll be doing while I'm down there. But we are back, baby. We are back. Look at them carpets. There was chocolate milk that came out of these carpets. Ooh, look at that. Let's go. Now, none of this would have been possible without the help of Ross and all the guys down at Quality Body Works, the entire team, Cam, Kenny, the shop foreman. These guys are the best in the business, I gotta tell you. I know how to change parts, but I don't know how to weld frame rails. They do. Sometimes you gotta go to the subject matter experts, and these guys are the subject matter experts. So if you happen to be one of my very few viewers that happen to live in Humboldt County or in the north coast of California and you need a body shop, these guys are the best in the business, I'm telling you. Quality Body Works out of Eureka, California. Top tier. Well, I got about 24 hours to get packed up and hit the road and start heading to Southern California. So I hope you guys enjoyed, or I hope you learned something new. And as always, folks, I'll see you on my next day off. Cheers. You guys haven't seen the chickens in a while. Come on out, girls. Come stretch your legs. The rain has stopped. Keep an eye on them, Sage. Hey. Hey. Be nice. Be nice to each other. Let's go!